important for us in our development to see things or to hear things of Elohim. Hi, this is Barry Phillips with 10-Minute Torah, day number 1 of the Torah portion, Re'eh, to see. Let's go to Devarim, or Deuteronomy, chapter number 11 and verse 26. Moshe says, "See, I am setting before you today a blessing and a curse." Let's focus on the very first word, Re'eh, to see. Now, previously, we have read pertaining to chapter 6, verse 4, the Shema. That is, that we are to hear. Hear, O Israel, Yahweh your Elohim, Yahweh is Echad. That is the revelation of Elohim above, revelation of Elohim through Yeshua below. The Elohim, he is indeed Echad. They are one, a unity of one, and a very mysterious unity at that. But we are to hear that. Faith comes by hearing, and hearing by the word of Elohim. We hear, and it causes us to have belief. Rav Shaul says it is through the foolishness of preaching that Yah has chosen to make known his word and his truth, his plan to us. While some look for wisdom and others look for signs and wonders, Yah says, I'm just going to give you the preached word. So hearing plays a very important role. In the book of Luke, chapter number 9, Yeshua is on the Mount of Transfiguration, as we have come to call it. And in verse number 33 through 35, it came to be as they were parting from him, Kepha said to Yeshua, "Master, it's good for us to be here, and let us make 3 booths, one for you, one for Moshe, and one for Eliyahu," not knowing what he had said. And as he was saying this, a cloud came and overshadowed them, and they were afraid as they entered into the cloud. And there into the realm where Moshe stood. And a voice came out of the cloud saying, "This is my beloved son, hear him." Shema, you need to hear Yeshua. Just as you are to Shema and to hear the word of the Torah, you need to hear Yeshua, because Yeshua, one and the same with the Torah, he is the voice of the Torah. He is the source of the Torah. He is the spokesman of the Torah, the chief preacher of the Torah. The Torah is his voice. In the book of Hebrews, chapter number 1, beginning with verse 1, Elohim, having of old spoken in many portions in many ways to the fathers by the prophets, has in these last days spoken to us by the Son. So a voice even greater than the prophets has now come to us, the voice of the Son, and we are to Shema. We are to hear him. And one more time, the word Shema gives an implication with it that we are not only to listen and audibly hear what the word is saying, but then we are to prove and demonstrate that we have heard by doing what the word says. The rabbis have often taught, even though you do not understand what the Torah may be requiring of you as far as the commands, we do not wait until we have gained knowledge and wisdom of why the command has been given. In order to perform it, we go ahead and obey even without understanding. And it is in the act of obedience, hearing the word and obeying the word, once we begin to obey it, that we find the understanding. Why do we observe Shabbat? Why is the 7th day so special? We need to figure that out before we do it, correct? No. We go ahead and set the 7th day, the Shabbat, apart. We observe it by resting with Yah, communing with him, giving him his preeminence and prominence. And in the act of doing so, then Yah will begin to reveal the special qualities and significances of the Shabbat. Now to our text today. We suddenly are shifting gears and we're no longer asked to hear, but we are being asked to see. The term here is re'eh. They're on the banks of the Jordan River. They're about to go across. And Moshe wants them to behold or see. This word re'eh carries the connotation of to behold as in a vision, to envision. That is, we are to see something that causes us to ponder, to consider, to contemplate, even to struggle to grasp the reality of, to try to come to an understanding of, to regard. When we go to the book of Bereshit, or Genesis chapter 12, Yah has brought Avram and Sarai who will become Abraham and Sarah. He's brought them to this very special land. He's brought them out of where they were and brought them to the land of Eretz Israel. And it is in this very special domain then in chapter 12, verses 7 through 8, that Avram re'eh, he sees something. He has heard Yah's voice and followed his voice and obeyed his voice, even though he may not fully have understood. But having done so, then he encounters the Most High at Elan Moreh. Now, I've been to this place, and it's an amazing view from there that you look out toward Mount Gerizim and Mount Ebal, which will become significant much later. To the descendants of Abraham, the mount of cursing and the mountain of blessing. Interesting. Moshe says, Re'eh, behold, I set before you blessing and cursing. You are to choose a blessing or the curse. Same thing that was given to Abraham. I want you to look up and behold the entire landscape, and I'm going to give this land to you. Now, currently, in our modern day, the city of Nablus, formerly known as Shechem, the city where Dinah, the daughter of Yaakov, was taken by Prince Shechem, where Joseph is buried, this city is now under Palestinian authority, but not for long. Yah is going to bring about his kingdom, and that place will change. The curse will be lifted and the blessing will be recognized. So which is more important? Hearing is foundational. It is the basis of our belief to hear the word. And I encourage you that when you read the Torah, read it out loud so that not only your eyes see, but also your ears can hear. And you have two witnesses bringing the word into your being. But beyond that, after we've heard, we need to have vision. The Torah needs to be more than the list of things that we're to do or not do. The Torah needs to become for us that which opens our spirit up and causes us to see what it is that Yah wants us to see. It's important that you and I have vision, that we see something. Now, we can see the physical domain in front of us very readily, physical facts and figures of things. But the Torah is inviting you and I to have vision. Avram, lift up your eyes and look. Catch a vision. You and your descendants will have this land. Was it at that point that Avram could see you and I living in the land, building our cities and our homes? Moshe was taken up to the top of Mount Pisgah and given a vision. Did he see the future kingdom of Yeshua coming to this region? We need to see more than just the tenets of Torah obedience and belief, but let the prophetic nature of the Torah begin to take hold in our hearts as well, to where we see the kingdom, we see the Messiah that the Torah seeks to reveal. See something, catch a vision, have something to go for. something to believe for. Stretch your minds and your hearts and see. We'll take this a little further tomorrow, and until then, shalom.